everyone, welcome to Cosmic Kids. Now, we don't normally meet here in the Cosmic Kids yoga studio, but I have some very special news to share with you. We have been called by a real-life astronaut to help her do yoga in space. Let me introduce you to Samantha Cristoforetti.
Hi Jaime, hello Cosmic Kids. My name is Samantha Cristoforetti and I'm an astronaut with the European Space Agency. And right now I'm getting ready to fly for my second mission to the International Space Station. And you know what? I love doing yoga here on Earth. And I'm wondering, would it work out up there in space? How about you help me figure out some yoga poses that might work out for me in space? Would that be okay? Looking forward to hearing from you. Bye, thanks.
Wow, how exciting is that? Well, let's pop this away. And I think we should get on and do some really fun yoga poses for Samantha. Let's make them really cool and spacey. Now, copy the moves that I do, and if you use a wheelchair, you can follow along with the moves in the bubble. Now, I always like to begin a yoga routine with something called sunscreen. So let's pop on our sunscreen. Blob, 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 blob. We pat it all the way up our arms and all the way up the sides and down the inside and the other side. That's it. And the inside of that one and the outside. Now all the way down our bodies, the fronts of our legs, our feet and our toes, the insides of our legs and the outsides of our legs. Let's go all the way up the backs. Pat, 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 pat. And our bottoms and our backs. And coming back to the front again, using our fingers now to pitter-patter all over our faces, making sure we get every spot now up onto our heads. Wow, this really wakes up our whole body. It's taken from something called Qigong, which is a Chinese martial art, and it gets our whole body fizzing, lowering our arms. Whew, we feel really awake now. That'll work very well for Samantha. Now next, let's get our body and our breathing all moving and going at the same time with our hello sun breaths. Bringing our feet to stand hip distance, arms by our side. As we breathe in, we lift up our arms. And as we breathe out, we lower them down. Let's try another one. Breathing in, lift up. And breathing out, lowering down. Breathing and moving at the same time gets us moving mindfully, which helps us feel really, really calm. And you need to be calm when you're an astronaut. And breathing out. Very good, everyone. Now we've said hello to the sun, why don't we say hello to the earth and give our spines a bit of a stretch? Standing again with our feet a little bit apart, we drop our chin to our chest and we slowly begin to roll all the way down. All the way down our spine with our arms dangling down, keeping a little bend in our knees. That's it. We can sway at the bottom from side to side. Now we can even stretch a bit more by tucking one hand under one foot and the other hand under the other one and pressing our feet into our hands. Yes, to enjoy a lovely stretch all the way down our spine and all the way down the backs of our legs. Oh, that's going to feel amazing in space. Now, untucking our hands, we slowly begin to roll all the way back up again, one vertebrae at a time, with the last thing to come up being our head. Yes, very good, everyone. That's got our spines feeling a bit longer. Now, let's stretch them in a different way by going to the moon with a crescent moon pose. Bringing our feet together, we take our arms down and as we breathe in, we lift them up. Joining our palms at the top Now we lean all the way over one way as we breathe out. Here we go. Coming into our crescent moon shape, or a banana. Very good, everyone. Now let's take a breath here. We get a lovely stretch all the way down our side, and those little muscles in between our ribs called our intercostal muscles. Oh, it's a good stretch. As we breathe in, we lift all the way up again. And as we breathe out, we go over to the other side. Very good. Let's take another big breath here, filling up our lungs and breathing out. As we breathe in, we come back to the middle. And as we breathe out, we lower our hands. Very good. Now we've moved our spine in another couple of directions. I think we've got one more way to go, and we're going to do that by meeting a cosmic camel. Let's do our cosmic camel pose. Standing with our feet hip distance, a little bend in our knees. We bring our palms to our lower back, our elbows back together. Now we roll our shoulders up and back, and we start to lift our chest and our heart up to the sky to come into our cosmic camel pose. Now, it wouldn't be a camel if we didn't blow a raspberry. So let's blow a raspberry here. How rude! Coming all the way back up to stand with our arms down by our sides to receive the magic of the cosmic camel pose. Opening our eyes. Very good, everyone. Now we've really moved our spine in all the directions it can go, and that's really good for Samantha while she's in space. After doing our cosmic camel pose, we're going to get into stretching our legs with some shooting star triangle pose. Bringing our feet together, we're going to do a little jump wide. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Boing! Very good. Now we turn our toes out to the side and take our arms wide. Keeping ourselves nice and straight, we begin to lean all the way forwards, 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 forwards. Keeping a little bend in our knee, we begin to tilt all the way down, looking up to the sky to our top hand, seeing if we can see any shooting stars. We can feel this stretch in our hips and our legs and all the way across our chest and our shoulders. Very good, everyone. As we breathe in, let's come back up. And as we breathe out, let's turn to the other side. Now we're ready to go again. Breathing in, grow tall. And start to lean, tilt, tilt, tilt over to the side. Then down, down, down we go. Lifting our gaze up to our top arm, seeing if we can see those shooting stars. Take a nice big deep breath here. Strong in our legs. And as we breathe in, let's come back up. And as we breathe out, let's jump our feet together. Very good, everyone. Now, Samantha, being an astronaut, is a bit like a real-life Jedi. So let's give her a Jedi Warrior pose to try. Once again, let's jump our feet wide. 1, 2, 3. Boing! Very good. We turn our toes to the side, and this time we pop a little bend in our front knee, making sure that our knee is in line with our ankle. We take our arms out wide, drop our shoulders down, bend a little bit deeper as we look over our front hand into the distance and beyond, like an amazing Jedi Warrior. This helps us feel strong and grounded, which is something you need when you're in space. Samantha may need to hook her feet under some little handles in her space module. I'll be interested to see how she gets on. Now, from here, let's stretch our front leg, turn our toes to the front, and turn them to the other way now, so we can try our Jedi Warrior pose on the other side. Bending into our front knee on the other side, checking that that knee is in line with our ankle, stretching those arms wide, dropping our shoulders, and our chin a little bit to look over our front hand. Yes, like a powerful Jedi Warrior. Take a big breath here. Now stretch that front leg long, turn those toes to the front, and let's jump our feet together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Boing! Now, a famous phrase that astronauts use, the eagle has landed. So we're going to try our eagle pose. This is a great pose for stretching all of our body and releasing lots of wonderful oxygenated blood right through our circulation. Let's give it a go. We cross one leg over the other and we can use our toes for balance. Now we take our arms out wide, we scissor our arms, we wave with our underneath arm and we twizzle them round each other, squeezing our arms together, squeezing our legs together. Squeeze, 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 and take a nice deep breath. Yes, the eagle has landed. Now let's unravel our arms and legs and notice how it feels. Whoop. Wow, that's a cool feeling, isn't it? Goodness me. Let's try it again on the other side. Now we cross the other leg over, using our toes for balance, bending into our knees a little bit. Take our arms out wide. We scissor our arms, wave with our underneath arm and twizzle them round, seeing if we can meet our palms together. Now we bend a little bit deeper, lift our elbows, drop our shoulders and take another deep breath. And the eagle has landed on this side as well. Let's unravel our arms and legs and see how it feels. Whoop. Wow, that feels amazing. Very good, everyone. When Samantha does that, she might be floating around all over the place. That's going to be lots of fun. Now it's time to bring a bit of space disco to the action and do our deep space dancer pose. Standing nice and tall, we focus on a little spot in front of us to help our balance. Samantha might need to hook her foot under a little handle on the floor, and she might also need to raise her hand and hold on to a handle above her just to stay in place. We'll be fine though here because we've got some gravity to help us. Let's try it. We take our hand to the side and we see if we can catch our foot in our hand. Now we begin to kick our foot into our hand, trying not to wobble as we come into our deep space dancer pose. Yes, nice and strong and coming all the way back to stand. Very good, everyone. Let's try it on the other side. Turning to face the other way, reaching our arm all the way up, finding a spot to focus on to help our balance, we take our hand to the side. We catch our foot in our hand and we take it nice and steady as we begin to kick our foot into our hand, trying not to wobble, staying nice and calm, maybe taking a breath. A little smile on our faces always helps. Then we come back to the front and the top and we turn to face the front. Very good, everyone. That was amazing. Now I think it's time to settle the stardust a little bit with a supersonic butterfly pose. Coming to sit on our bottoms. We join the soles of our feet together, taking our knees out nice and wide. This is a great pose for opening our hips and stretching all the way through our groin. A really, really good stretch. See if you can use your knees to flutter up and down a bit. Yes. Now let's take a big deep breath. Making even more space as we let go of all the tension in our supersonic butterfly pose. Very good, everyone. Now, I think it's time for us to try a little mindfulness exercise, something that will help Samantha feel really calm at the end of that day, that very busy day, every day when she's up there, and it can really help us too. It's called Hero Space Breaths. Let's give it a go. Coming into our hero pose, onto our knees, we sit back on our heels, getting nice and comfortable. Now we bring one hand on our tummy and one hand on our chest, and we take a nice deep breath. Now we're going to add a little count in between our in-breath and our out-breath, starting with a silent count of 2. Breathing all the way in. Silently count to 2. Then breathe all the way out. And silently count to 2 again. Now let's make it 3. Breathing all the way in. And breathing all the way out. Silent count of 3. Now let's make it 4. Breathing all the way in. Breathing all the way out. Now you can breathe as much as you need, so don't feel like you have to really hold your breath if you want to breathe. But let's try counting to 5, breathing all the way in. Breathing all the way out. Do you notice how we're making a little bit more space in between our breaths each time? And as we do that, we become calmer and calmer in our bodies. This is a really good thing to do to help our minds feel clear and calm. It helps our bodies rest and digest, which is very, very useful and super useful if you're an astronaut. Lowering your hands and breathe normally. Well, I think they're going to be amazing poses for Samantha to try while she's in space. Isn't it going to be fun seeing how she does them when she's floating around with only microgravity? Let's make the plan now and send it to her. Here we go.
Program activated.
And off it goes. Well done, everyone. I hope she likes it.
Hey, thanks, Cosmic Kids, for sending the poses. I will try them in space, and I will let you know how I get on with them. And how about you, Jaime, and you, Cosmic Kids, you all come over to the European Astronaut Center, and I will show you around. Thank you again so much. Bye.
Wow, how cool is that? We get to go to the European Astronaut Centre and meet Samantha in person. That's going to be amazing. Now, we're going to hear from Samantha when she goes to space, when she checks in with us to show us her doing the yoga in space, using the plan we've given her. I'd love for you to have the yoga plan too. So you can get your copy free by going to cosmickids.com/yoga in space. And the next time I see you, we're going to be at the European Astronaut Centre. I can't wait for that. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.